Hello friends, welcome to all of you on Narayana Online Digital Live Classes. So especially in this session, we will discuss the questions which are based on Newton's laws of motion and on the subtopic of fixed pulley. So whatever we will discuss here, basically the questions are based on fixed pulley, assuming that all the pulleys are fixed in such a way so that they are not having any acceleration, right? Okay, let's proceed. So first question, this is the first question you are seeing here. What I told you, you saw first thing, that is pulley is fixed. So you can clearly check here that pulley is fixed, right? This pulley is fixed. So if this pulley is fixed, what is the consideration I told? That acceleration of the pulley has to be equal to 0. So acceleration of the pulley is equal to 0. Correct? What is the second consideration? Second consideration is that whatever the strings we are seeing on the system, all are light strings. They are massless strings. Right? So, point is what we should know here, for massless strings, tension, I am just writing it as T remains same throughout the row. Okay? So these are the two considerations on which we are going to solve this question, right? So what we can do, we have two possibilities. Either we can decipher the cases separately for block A, block B and block C. This is possibility 1. Possibility 2, we can note down the equation for A and we can treat block B and C as a system together. Why? Because their T2, the tension acting for B and C in the connecting rope of B and C, will form an action-reaction pair and they can cancel each other, right? So we'll discuss both the possibilities, right? Let's proceed. So if I only concentrate on A, see, on A, upward tension acting in this direction is T1. What is the downward force? That is MA into G. As shown in the diagram, it is accelerating in the upward direction. So this T1 must be greater than MA into G because it is moving up. So in this case, net force for A, we can write T1 minus MA into G is equal to MA into A. That is equation number 1, let us say. Correct? And I told that we can treat B and C together. So if I treat B and C together, we will have an equation like, just check it once. So this is mass of B plus mass of C. And what is the tension that we will take? Simple. We will take this tension to be T1 only, because this tension is T1, you can check. This is T1. What is the downward force acting? That is MB plus MC into G. And the system is sliding in the downward direction with the same acceleration A. So what is going to be the equation? Pulling force in the downward direction is greater than the force acting in the upward direction. So net force will be F net. I am writing for this one. So for this one, F net is equal to how much? MB plus MC into G minus of T1 is equal to MB plus MC into A. Okay, this equation we may call it as equation number 2. That's fine, no problem. So I've discussed one possibility. The other possibility I told, we can take B and C as separate entity. No problem, I will take it. So let us see the case for B first. Chalo. So if I take the case for B, you see, for B, we are getting an upward tension, that is T1. String here, tension is T2. Why? Because we know tension always acts towards support. So for B, supporting is in downward. And what is the weight? That is mb into g. Since the system is sliding downward with acceleration a, so collective of these two forces will be greater than the T1. So force equation will be mbg plus T2 minus T1 is equal to mb into a. That is equation number 3. Is it okay? Fine, right? So only one thing is remaining now, that is C. What will happen for C? Let's check. So for C, this is tension T2, this is weight mc into g. Is there any other force? No. So there are two forces only, and it is sliding down with acceleration a. So force equation is mc into g minus T2 is equal to mc into a. This is equation number 4. That's it. So that ceases the purpose. So you have 4 equations, keep on solving, you will get the answer, right? Okay. So this is the first case that we have discussed. Fine, no? Let us move on to the next question. Chalo. Correct. So in this next question, first thing first, what we are observing, again the same thing that I am telling in every question, pulley is fixed. Pulley is fixed. So pulley is fixed means acceleration of the pulley will be equal to 0. Alright, fine. Then what they are asking, so first let us understand the key words in this question. They are basically asking the reading of the weighing machine. This is they are asking. So from the conceptual understanding, we already know that this reading of the weighing machine is nothing but normal reaction supplied by the platform to the person inside. That's it. So that what we mean by the reading of the weighing machine. In any kind of question, reading of the weighing machine, you just calculate normal reaction. That is going to be your reading, right? Okay. Then how to do it? So we have to take the help of the previous concept that we have learned, that is called the famous concept of FBD. Okay. So I am just going to draw the platform. From the platform, I will see what happens. Check. So let us say this is the platform here. All right. I can write the downward force acting on the platform is mass of the platform into g, right? If you look at the diagram carefully, the rope here it is connected to the platform only at this point, okay? And at this place it is connected to the hand of that person. There is a small kind of hole or orifice through which the rope is going inside and the person is holding it. So effectively only one string is pulling the platform, all right? So for only one string, I will take, this is the tension acting in that direction, T, correct? Now let us think about the person who is inside. So if I think about the person who is inside, check. So he is holding the rope somewhere here. Here also some force T is acting, correct? There will be some kind of normal reaction supplied by the ground to the person. This is N. As a result, the person will also reply back. This is N. And this person weight is also acting. So M person into G. So that's the system all about. So these are the forces that we are observing out here, correct? Now I'm gonna write equation one by one for platform, for person, right? Let us see. So first I'm writing for the platform for the platform. Okay, carefully check what are the forces directly acting on the platform. This tension here, this one, this weight of the platform, and this normal reaction. Is there any other force acting on the platform? No. And the system is at rest. So what is going to be my equation? So for the platform, I'm going to write upward force is capital T is equal to sum of the downward forces, that is capital N plus mass of the platform into G. So let us call this as equation number 1. Is that okay? That's fine, no problem. Next, for the person, so again look at the diagram. For the person, what are the forces acting on the person? First, this tension is acting upward, which he is holding with the rope, right? Mass of the person into G downward direction, and this normal direction is moving up, that is supplied by the surface of this platform to the person. So for the person, I'm going to write, what is the equation? Upward force is T plus N, that is equal to mass of the person into G. That is equation number 2. Correct? So if you club these two equations, if you just club these two equations, what you are observing actually? You are observing a very common thing, that this N is getting cancelled. So if you just do 1 plus 2, we are getting 2T is equal to mass of the platform plus mass of the person into G. So which gives you the tension value. So T is equal to mass of the person plus mass of the platform into G divided by 2. Now, if you just replace this value of tension in the first equation, you will automatically get the value of normal reaction. That's it. So how much it is going to be? We will just calculate for your convenience. So from this equation, we are going to write M person plus MP into G by 2 minus MP into G is equal to normal reaction. Final answer, we can write over here, it is going to be M person minus MP by 2 into G. So N is equal to, final answer is going to be M person minus MP divided by 2, that into G. So my answer is here. This is the final answer that we are going to get. All right. I hope the situation is clear to all of you. Correct? Fine. So let us see what is waiting for us next. All right. So we have this question out here. What is the first point to be noted? As I told you, again, this is the first point to be noted. What is that? Pulley is fixed. As pulley is fixed, acceleration of the pulley is equal to 0. Why I am keeping on hitting the same point again and again, that acceleration of pulley is equal to 0, that you will understand in the next upcoming classes, where you will see that how constant relation affects the motion of the system when a pulley is moving actually. So we are keeping things very simple in the beginning. So pulley is fixed, right? All right, no problem. So there are two masses out here, 1 kg and 2 kg. This is first released from rest. If it is released from rest, evidently this is higher. So this will go down with acceleration A and this will move up with acceleration A. Correct? So first let us calculate that acceleration. Without reading the question, even what they are trying to figure out, we have to find out the acceleration initially. So first calculate the acceleration. So what is the acceleration value? We all know in simple pulley setup, these are also referred as Attwood machine, right? So in Attwood machine, this is M2 minus M1 divided by M2 plus M1 into G. So if we just substitute the value, this is 2 minus 1 divided by 2 plus 1, so 1 by 3, so it becomes G by 3, all right. So what we are observing here, that initial acceleration is g by 3. So this is moving up with g by 3. This is also coming down with g by 3. That's okay. No problem. Fair enough. Now let us read the question. What they are saying? The system is released from rest. The larger mass is stopped for a moment 1 second after the system is set into motion. Now, let us collect the point together. If the larger mass is stopped for a moment, what will happen? The moment you are just stopping the mass, the entire rope will become slack, correct? So when the rope is slack, this mass which is connected to the rope will behave like a free particle, right? So 2 points I am writing. First point, if 2 kg mass is stopped, then immediately rope will become slack. That is the first point. And what about the second point? Second point I will write is that 1 kg block will behave like a free particle. Right? So 2 points here. One, 2 kg block, when it is stopped, rope will become slack, and 1 kg block will behave like a free particle. So let us now proceed our discussion. So if that is the case, then first let us calculate what is the velocity of 1 kg block 1 second after. So velocity of, so first I will write velocity of 1 kg block after 1 second. It is simple, that is equal to AT only, no? So whatever velocity it will have, same will be the velocity for 2 kg block. That will be V2. So how much is that? So we can write V1 is equal to V2 is equal to acceleration is g by 3 into 1. So that is g by 3 meter per second. So this is the velocity of both the blocks, right? So if that is the velocity of both the blocks after 1 second, after what time? After 1 second. So now this 2 kg block is stopped. Let us say it is here, somewhere here. It is stopped now. So for the string to become tight again, what is the condition? You try to understand. It is stopped means initially here its velocity becomes 0. At this instant, this 1 kg block is having some velocity V1. And gravity is acting in the downward direction. Think practically. This is acting in the downward direction. So what I can write for t time, for 1 kg block, for this one, equation will be V naught t minus half gt square. This will be the distance covered by 1 kg block. Now when the force is released actually, now this will also behave like a free particle with initial velocity 0. So what is the distance covered by this one in time t? That is also half gt square. Correct? So for the string to become tight again, these two displacement must be equal. So what is the ultimate condition? We will write V naught into t. Here which is V naught? This I am taking to be V naught. So V naught into t minus half gt square is equal to half gt square. So this will become V naught into t is equal to gt square, 1 t cancelled. So your answer is going to be V naught by g. So that is the required answer of this question. So when they are saying the time elapsed before the string is tight again is going to be t is equal to V naught by g. This is the time required. One more point, you can take the result as a standard reference. That is most important. Why? Because whatever question you face like this, without calculation, you can straight away go for the solution. That is T equal to V naught by G. In such kind of cases, mind it. Okay, no? So the case is clear to all of you? Fine. Let's go for the next question. All right. So here we have the next question. Okay. So let me just check it. Yes. So it is the next question. It's interesting. Now immediately when I gave this question, the first idea, sir, if this is pulley P1, if this is pulley P2, then from naked eye, without reading the question, from naked eye, when you perceive, what is the perception you are making? Sir, you see, P1 is fixed, but P2 is moving. Alright. Previously, whatever question I have discussed, I categorically told that pulleys must be fixed. So it is violating our condition. No, it is not violating our condition. That will come once we read the first line. What is the first line telling? In the figure, M1 is at rest. Wonderful. So if M1 is at rest, velocity of M1 is equal to 0. It's not moving. It's not accelerating. So if that is the case, now I am writing one line. You people please follow it. I am writing what? If M1 has to be at rest, then the pulley P2 must also be at rest. That's it. This is enough to decipher this question, right? So that means this pulley is not moving, actually it is also at rest. So we are not going to discuss any question that is related to moving pulley system. So pulley is at rest. P1 is at rest, P2 is also at rest. Now there is nothing, no? It becomes pretty easy. What is that? So if this is at rest, this point is also at rest. So just take out this much pulley and let us analyze that. What is that? Check. So we'll assume as if the pulley P2 is fixed. Over there strings are passing like this one. So there are two blocks. There are two blocks. One block is M2. Another block is M3. If I assume that M3 is greater than M2, then with that assumption, obviously the system will be sliding in that direction. So M2 will be lifted with acceleration A. M3 will come down with acceleration A. And it is reduced to, this entire question is reduced to simple etude machine. Simple etude machine. That is, acceleration for two mass system is M3 minus M2 divided by M3 plus M2 into G. That's it. This gives you the answer. Correct? Did you understand this point? Clear, no? So this question is a bit deceptive in nature. Why it is deceptive in nature? Because you may think that this pulley is moving, but actually when you got to the concept, through this concept you can clearly see that pulley P2 is also at rest. Confirm now? Clear case? Chalo, let's move on. Wow. Again, what is the first point that needs to be noted? Till now I am saying that only. If this is a pulley, I'll start with the common point that I am saying in every question, that is pulley is fixed. So if the pulley is fixed, acceleration of the pulley is going to be 0. No problem. I don't have any issue with that. So now let us read the body of the question. What it is saying? The acceleration with which the boy must go up. Let us say this is A. So that 10 kg, 100 kg block remains stationary. Now this is important. It remains stationary. So now let us first attack that block. So this is the inclined surface over which a block is there of mass capital M. What is the downward force acting into it? I can readily write mg sine theta. If this angle is theta, there is tension acting in the direction of T value. It's a single string, so everywhere tension must be same, right? So since the block is at rest, so its acceleration is equal to 0. So this force must be equal to the mg sine theta value. So what can I write? I will write that here in this T is equal to mg sine theta. Let us say this is equation number 1. It means what? That along the inclined plane, there is no movement for the block. Okay? Clear. Next, let us come for that boy. So this is the string. So he is pulling the string with tension T. Correct? Now he is supposed to move up like this. With what acceleration? Let us say this is acceleration A. That only they are asking. They are asking to calculate the acceleration only. What is the downward force acting? That is mass of the boy into G. Now what is the net equation? T1 is pulling it, M boy into G is down. So F net in this case is going to be T minus mass of the boy into G, that is equal to mass of the boy into acceleration. So from here, what is the value of T you are getting? Mass of the boy plus, no, this is mass of the boy is coming. So that means we have to just add these two factors A and G. That will suffice the purpose. So that is mass of the boy into A plus G. Alright. This is going to be the tension value. So this is, let us say this is equation number 2. Already we got the value of T. This we can work as a reference. So by clubbing these two equations, so now I am writing from 1 and 2, what I am going to write? mg sine theta is equal to mb into G plus A. That's it. This equation is enough to give you or to supply you the value of A, or with what acceleration the boy must move up so that this block remains stationary. So again and again, if you look at these questions are primarily based on 3 fundamental concepts. One is you have to know how to draw the free body diagram. So I'm just repeating again. First concept, you should know how to write free body diagram. Second equation, how to write force equation. And third part, analyze. So through these 3 techniques, you can solve any of such questions. Whatever may be the complication level, it doesn't matter. Right? Okay. Chalo, let's proceed. Okay. Again, as usual, first thing first. Now I think you got to know what I'm going to tell. You have already had an idea. What is that? If this is pulley P1, so idea is P1 is fixed. So if P1 is fixed, acceleration of the pulley is going to be 0. Why I am repeating again and again, I explained, and moreover, our subtopic is this one only, fixed pulley problems. Alright, so let us come to the question. There are 2 blocks which I can see, fine, no problem. So what is saying? That the string is light, no problem, smooth pulley is there, no friction is present, theta values are being provided, then they are in equilibrium. That is the most important point. So system is in equilibrium. System is in equilibrium. Now, let me tell you one point very categorically. The equilibrium word is a very dicey word because there are a whole lot of different kinds of equilibrium. We can talk about stable equilibrium, unstable equilibrium, neutral equilibrium, static equilibrium, thermodynamic equilibrium, chemical equilibrium, mechanical equilibrium. There are a whole lot of different equilibriums, right? But here precisely when you are talking about equilibrium, it means there is only one idea, that is F net summation of F is equal to 0. It means what? It means that in any x or y direction you consider, it is not going to have any acceleration. Acceleration of the system is going to be 0. This is the only idea. There is no other idea. We should not jump in our mind in thinking those things will come later, subsequently in the chapter of work, power, energy and consecutive study. So now, here in this case, let us analyze. So it's a single string. This is tension T. For M1 acting towards support, for this also tension T acting towards support. Along the plane, what is the weight? M1G sin theta. Along the plane, what is the force? M2G sin alpha. Nothing is having any acceleration. A1 is equal to 0. A2 is also equal to 0. So if I write down the equations, T is going to be equal to M1G sin theta. For the other, M2G sin alpha. These two are equal, no? So it's pretty simple. M1 by M2, we are going to get sin alpha by sin of theta. That's it. That is the final answer. Alpha and theta values are provided. Substitute the value, you will get the answer. Theta is equal to how much? 30 degree. Alpha is given to be 60 degree. Root 3 by 2 divided by half. So root 3 is to 1. This will be the answer. M1 by M2. Correct? It was a pretty easy question. Okay, no? Chalo, let's move ahead. Okay. What is the thing you are observing? Both the pulleys. If this is P1, if this is P2, both P1 and P2 are fixed. So if they are fixed, acceleration of P1 is equal to acceleration of P2, that is equal to 0. Right? Okay. Let me have a clarity over here. This is kind of confusing. So I'm writing this is P2. So acceleration of P1 is equal to acceleration of P2, that is equal to 0. So now I just tell one thing. Let us treat this as case 1 and this as case 2. Alright. So first look at for case 1. So for case 1, this is a simple etude machine. Simple etude machine. Alright. So if it is a simple etude machine, we can easily find out the acceleration of m, that is going to be the acceleration of 2m, that is equal to 2m minus m divided by 2m plus m into g. So that is going to be g by 3. Achha, one more point is very interesting point, that is to keep in your mind. Ki although simple pulley system looks like as if the system is moving very smoothly, although it is not free fall. Had it been free fall, the acceleration would have been g, but this is not g. How much you are getting? We are getting less than g. So keep it in your mind. For case 2, check. What is the force acting here? This is 2 mg. So everywhere on the string same force will act. So how much force will act here? 2 mg. So let us now think for this block. So for case 2, this is m. Upward force equal to how much? 2 mg. Downward force equal to how much? mg. So we can write net force is 2 mg minus mg, that is equal to mass into acceleration. So how much A we are getting? We are getting this as g. Okay. So this body will move up. This will move up with g, and this was moving up with acceleration g by 3. So we can make a direct comparison. The acceleration that we got in the first case is lesser than the acceleration that we got in the second case. So our conclusion is what? Conclusion is acceleration of m1 in case 1 is less than acceleration of m1 in case 2. We are taking this mass as m1. I hope this is done. This is okay for you? Understood? No? Right. Let's move on. Okay. Next question. A very interesting question, but very easy to solve. And I will never miss to make out the main point here. What is that? This is pulley. Pulley is fixed. Acceleration of the pulley is equal to 0. I won't miss it out. So now let us analyze the system. Check. What we are doing here. Check here. So downward force acting here is capital Mg. All right, fine. How much tension is acting here? This is T. This is a single string, that is T. Now I just want to show you one thing. This cluster of masses that we got here, what these individual strings are going to make the difference? Are they at all going to make a difference, or they will not contribute at all? I want to check it. So for that I am just checking 2-3 masses. Let us say this is M, this is also M, this is also M, like that. We are moving in up to nth mass N. And here the main string is connected. So let us see. For this, there is a tension T acting. Here, for this T1, for this T1, for this T2, for this T2. For the last one, Tn, Tn. Are all of them making pairs? Just check once. Is it making a pair? Yes. Is it making a pair? Yes. Is it making a pair? Yes. So individual tensions will not play any role. So, right? Tensions in these individual strings won't affect the motion of the system. The motion of the system. So how this system will be treated? This will be treated as a complete setup. N number of masses connected to the pulley. So total mass is Nm. There is a string. This is this pulley. It is passing over to connect another mass of capital M. So now you realize this. What is the equation I am going to write for all of them? For this one, this is tension T. So I will write simply T is equal to Nm into A. This is the first equation. Equation number 1. What about this capital M? For this capital M we can write simply, here I can write that is coming down. So Mg minus capital T is equal to capital Ma. This is equation number 2. So as a result, how much acceleration you are going to get? So you are going to get acceleration is equal to, if I substitute this value of this will be there. So it is going to be Mg. So Mg divided by M plus Nm. This is the acceleration. So this value of T, if we just apply this equation, so Tn is going to be mass into acceleration of the system. It's done. You got this. So that is going to be M capital M into G divided by this N into M plus capital M. So that's your answer. This is the final answer. I hope you got it. So two concepts we have revisited here. One, how internal forces form action-reaction pair and they do not contribute to the gross motion of the system. That is point number 1. And point number 2, the system here whatever the tension is acting, it will pull the entire system in the rightward direction with acceleration A. Correct? So this is a beautiful example. You can work out what is a clear distinction between external force and individual internal forces. Right? Okay. Move ahead. Fine. Okay. Same thing that I'm not going to tell it. There are 4 pulleys, P1, P2, P3, P4. So without writing that line, I think you must be boring till now to see that line again and again repeatedly. So I'm just writing it directly. This is equal to 0. So there is nowhere movement present in any of the pulleys. Absolutely all the pulleys are at rest. Next what? It's very simple now. Just clearly go for the FBD immediately. What is the situation here? See here, tension T. How much? T. How much here? T. How much here? T. That's okay, no? Clear? So, what is this force acting in the downward direction? That is capital Mg. And see, mass M stands on a platform of equal mass M. No problem. What is the force acting for this person? That is also Mg. What they have said? He pulls each rope with a force equal to half of its weight. So each tension value that is equal to capital Mg by 2. Alright. So if I consider for the system, which is the system? Person and platform. Already I told you before in one question that we can either solve it in one possibility, that taking them as a together system, or we can split them into individual parts. Since one question we have already discussed by showing the individual force equation, this we are going to do in a shortcut method, that considering them as a single setup. So if we consider them as a single setup, so we can see that we will get a system like, what is the total mass? Mg plus Mg. So weight acting in the downward direction is 2 Mg. Upward force is how much? How many strings? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is 4T. Now T is given to be Mg by 2. So if I multiply, that is 4 into Mg by 2, that is coming to be how much? 2 Mg. Arey yaar, upward force is 2 Mg. Downward force is also 2 Mg. So if these two forces are equal, upward and downward force, will the system move at all? No. So acceleration, what they are asking? Acceleration of the person is equal to 0. That will be the answer. So fourth one is the answer. Correct? So here this question I have analyzed by taking this entire configuration as a single setup. Correct only? Right? Because we know that whatever the normal reaction that will act on the person, this normal reaction, if it is N, he will also return back the same normal reaction to the platform. So they will form action reaction pairs. So if I observe from outside, then I will not be able to see this force. So if I see the entire system, this is going to be the force analysis. I hope this is okay for everyone, right? No? Chalo, let's go for it. Okay, fine. Now this question is exactly similar to the first question that we have discussed. So without wasting much time, I will directly go on to the question. This one, AP1 is equal to 0. It will be at rest. Now, quickly, let me see the force equations. Downward force is Ma into G. Here tension is T. So what I am going to do? I am going to decipher the cases. This is, let us say I am taking it to be T1. This is T1. Downward force is Ma into G. Correct? Fine, no? What they are asking actually? They are asking the tension in the string connecting B and C. Correct? So if I consider that the system moves in the upward direction with acceleration A. Chalo, let us check. What will happen for B and C? This is B. This is C. All right. So the connected rope. Now on B, tension T1 in this direction, tension T2, another force MB into G. For C, T2 upward, downward force MC into G. So I'll write equation one by one, and this is also coming down with A, this is also coming down with acceleration A. All right, fine, no? Right. So now if I write the equation, force equation for this one, this is moving up. So T1 minus MA into G is equal to MA into A. That is equation number 1, right? What about for this one? For B I will write T2 plus MB into G minus T1 is equal to MB into A. This is equation number 2. For C, what will I write? MC into G minus T2 is equal to MC into A. This is equation number 3. Fine. So first of all, from the entire system, we can clearly calculate what is the acceleration of it. How much is going to be the acceleration? A will be equal to, if I treat this as a combined setup, MB plus MC minus MA divided by MB plus MC plus MA, this total factor into G. So I can use this result over here. I can directly use this result over here, and from that result you will get the desired answer to this question. What they are asking basically? They are asking T2, that is tension acting in this string. So they are asking about T2. So is that clear? So these three are the equations which are going to help you. Fine, no? We have already discussed in question number 1. All right. Chalo. Next one is pretty interesting. It came in JEE Advanced. So it's a previous JEE Advanced question. It's a good question, right? Interesting fact. What they're saying, the force on the pulley by clamp. Let us try to understand that fact first. So I'll give you quite a few examples. You try to observe. First example I'm giving, suppose this is the clamp. Here, two blocks are connected. Let us say this is M1. This is M2. So for the blocks, tension is upward T and T. For the pulley, tension is downward T and T. As the pulley is at rest, so net tension acting here is 2T. So here in this case, force acting on the clamp. So F on the clamp is equal to 2T. All right, no problem. Fine. Let me take another case. Suppose there is a system like this one. This one. So here in this case, tension T will act. Here in this case, tension T will act. If this is theta, so the resultant, how the resultant will act, that we have to do it by vector method, no? I hope you remember how it will be, like this, and we have to join these 2 points. Then resultant will act in this direction, like this. So how this resultant we are going to get? If this is the force acting on the clamp, so F clamp is equal to resultant of these two forces, that is root under of T square plus t square plus 2t square cos theta. So it is simply coming to be, if I simplify it further, 2t square into 1 plus cos theta, right? So whatever the force exerted on the clamp will also give the same kind of force to the pulley. So I can write force by clamp on the pulley is equal to force by the pulley on the clamp, right? On the clamp. All right. So now let us come to this question. Tell me, what is the angle here? 90 degree, no? This is clearly 90 degree, right? So if the angle is 90 degree, what are the direction of the forces that will act on the system? Check. This is T, this is T. I am thinking from pulley's perspective. You make directly theta equal to 90 here. So what is the F clamp? Simply directly root 2 into T. All right. The force on the clamp is root 2 into T. That's it. Correct? Okay. Shall we proceed now? Is it clear? Right. Let us see the next question. Right. So now in this question, this is a pretty interesting question actually. First of all, I will quickly note down. Acceleration of the pulley is equal to 0, it is fixed. They have given that this separation is somewhere provided. What is the distance that needs to be covered? So, where it is given? 5 kg, this block B ground after for the ground 1.5 kg respectively connected by a mass of inextensible string passing over a frictionless pulley shown in the figure. Block A is lifted until block B touches the ground and this is 80 centimeter. Correct? The initial height of the block is 80 centimeters. So I will redraw the diagram once. There I cannot explain. So I am just redrawing the diagram. So I am taking, here is block B, let us say, all right, and here I am taking the block A, this is ground, they are talking, this is ground, and this separation is initially provided to be 80 centimeter, okay, no? Yeah. So what they are asking? They are asking maximum height reached by the block B from ground after the block A falls on the ground. So here one consideration has to be maintained. I will write that consideration. It is not given in the question, but we have to consider that. What is the consideration? That block A does not bounce off the surface after striking. So we have to assume that block A stays on the ground. It doesn't bounce off again. So if it doesn't bounce off, so right after A falls on the ground, rope will become slack. So point is, right after A strikes the ground, rope will be slack. So if the rope becomes slack, what is the next criteria? Next criteria is that if the rope is slack, immediately B will move as a free particle. That's the point. B will move as a free particle. So now, in that case, let us see the diagram looks like this. Try to understand, this is not difficult, easy only. So now see, A is on the ground, it has just fallen off, and B is here. B has some velocity in that direction when A just is yet to hit the ground. So first let us calculate that B. Before that, acceleration of the system when it is released from rest is going to be how much? 1.5 minus 0.5 divided by 1.5 plus 0.5 into G, that is simply going to be G by 2. Alright, this is going to be G by 2. So VB is simply root under of 2AS. So if A comes down by 80 centimeter, B is also lifted by same 80 centimeter. Correct? So root under of 2 into G by 2 into 0.8. So that is 2 root 2 meter per second. Idea is what? That after this point the rope will be slack, no? I told you already. After this point rope will be slack, rope will be like this. And this B is now behaving as a free particle. Correct? Then what is the H max value? Formula is B square by 2G. So how much it becomes? It becomes 0.8 meter, means 80 centimeter. Let me check it once again. This is going to be 8 divided by 2. No, this is going to be 40 centimeter. Correction once. This is going to be 40 centimeter. Okay? Alright. So this is going to be 40 centimeter. That's fine, no problem. So 40 centimeter from where? 40 centimeter from here. From ground it is already lifted by 80 centimeter. From there further it is going up by 40 centimeter. So from ground what is this height now? Arey yaar, simple 120 centimeter. So this is the answer. Correct? You got this question? Basically these 2 points, these 3 points are important. This is point number 1, which you should be careful. Correct? This is point number 2. And this is point number 3. So on these 3 questions, on these 3 concepts actually, this entire question is based upon. I hope you have understood, right? Well, it's a good question, right? Although easy, but good question.